everyone, I'm Sabrina, licensed massage therapist in Las Vegas, Nevada, and this is You Already Know, Las Vegas Cosmetic Recovery. So today we're gonna talk about fat transfer. Let's talk about fat baby. Let's talk about inside me. I can't with myself. I can't with myself. I'm so dumb. Okay, anyway, so let's talk about the different places that you could put fat. So how about we start from head to toe? So from the face, you can inject fat in your cheeks. You can inject fat in your lips. You can even inject fat under your eye bags. So I have seen someone inject fat in the chin, but don't do that. You don't go in to have fat injected down here. And it's only because he fucked her up, like royally. Like she had so much fibrosis, he was trying to fix her and it didn't work. Okay, anyway, but long story short. So one thing that I would recommend the most from a licensed massage therapist is that if you're going to inject fat in your face, please make sure that you're going to a surgeon who's really good at injecting fat. And you cannot do a GLP-1. The second you do a GLP-1, and this is for any of these procedures, the first thing the GLP-1 takes is the fat from your fat transfer. So if you ever want to do a fat transfer anywhere, do not do a GLP-1 because that's the first thing that will go. And especially on your face, because if you notice when you do a GLP-1, your face snatches up, and it's because all the fat, the baby fat that you had on there, it goes away, and your body just burns it first. And especially if you get a fat transfer anywhere, because of that fat, the fat cells that they put in those areas, that is where the GLP is going to take that from. So rule number one, if you're going to do any type of fat transfer, don't do a GLP. You probably can't forever. Rule number two, if you're going to do any type of fat transfer to the face, then make sure you go to a surgeon that knows where to harvest that fat from. Now, where can you put fat on the chest? So you can put fat in your breasts. Now, that rhymed too. So if you're gonna do a fat transfer to the girls, go to a surgeon that knows what he's doing. And I gotta give a huge shout out to Dr. Svilak in Beverly Hills. I have seen his fat transfer to the breast, and a huge shout out to Dr. Corsandi here in Las Vegas. I have seen both of those surgeons fat transfer to the breast. They're so good at harvesting the fat and putting it in the breast, and it stays, because that's another problem. When you do fat transfer to the breast, it is kind of hard, just like the face, for the body to not reabsorb it. And most of the time, the body does reabsorb it. So make sure that you're going to a surgeon. And of course, if you have any questions about what surgeon should I go to for my fat transfer, leave me a comment and I'll put in a surgeon that I really like. Maybe even one that's close to your area, especially for fat transfer to the boobs. Now, where can we get more fat transfer on the body? Well, the most common one is the booty. So if you're gonna do a fat transfer to the booty, commonly known as a BBL, they're going to harvest fat normally 360. They're gonna do a Lipo 360, and they're gonna inject all that fat into the butt. So when I have seen girls go as crazy as 3 rounds, 3 rounds. They're injecting fat 3 times, 3 separate surgeries in the booty. So now when you're doing that type of fat transfer, make sure, now I would say, okay, let's just stick with the booty because we're on the booty. When you're doing fat transfer to the booty, make sure that you are eating the proper foods to keep that fat there. I'm gonna drop the link in the bio to 1, what you should eat when you have BBL, and 2, what top 10 foods to eat when you get fat transferred to the booty. Now, 3, something that we got to talk about. You can't sit on it. You can't sit on any fat transfer. You can't lay on any fat transfer for at least 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks. And this is how I'd like to tell my girls and my guys, because I've had guys who get this done too. So if you're getting fat transferred to the booty, I always like to ask, did you have one before? If some people say they're as flat as the wall or as the window, then I say go full 12 weeks, girl or guy. Go full 12 weeks with no sitting, because you just kind of want to make sure it stays. You want to make sure it doesn't get reabsorbed, and eat, eat, eat. Make sure that you are eating and feeding that booty. You got to feed that booty, and that's what I'm going to put. That's why I have the video down there so you guys can watch it. Eat those foods religiously. You got to eat, eat, eat. 3 meals a day, snacks in between, so that that fat stays nice and juicy, especially if you were as flat as the wall. Now, if you get fat, now those are pretty much the only places you really could get fat transfer done. I can't imagine getting fat transfer done anywhere else unless it's medically necessary. And when I say medically necessary, let's say that you got into a horrible car accident and your leg was completely twisted and you have a giant scar going down your whole leg. Well, some surgeons, and I'm not a surgeon, I'm just a massage therapist, they can, they'll probably release that scar and they can inject fat to make that leg look a lot smoother. Yes, there is medically necessary reasons to do fat transfer. Or even if you get a face transplant, which we'll talk about that in another video. But anyways, so now when you get your breast done, you can't lay on your chest if you get fat transfer. If you get your face done, you can't lay on your face. So you got to be laying on your back the whole time. And to end this video, my biggest suggestion is, no matter what, if you are getting fat transfer anywhere, I highly suggest you do it one at a time. So if you're going to get fat transferred to the booty, have your surgery be all about the booty. But I'm warning you about the process of, if you get fat transfer in both places, you're going to have a hard recovery, and it's not going to be that fun. But some people are like, kill 2 birds, 1 stone, right? Well, that is a personal preference. So as we go down the list of places that you can have fat transfer: the under eyes, the cheeks, the where else on the face? There's another place. Oh, the lips, the boobs, and then the booty. And you heard it here on Las Vegas Cosmetic Recovery. So as always, guys, like, share, subscribe, hit the push notifications for all things Las Vegas Cosmetic Recovery and your cosmetic recovery tips. Bye.